Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Starlight Sunsets. This channel is normally about outdoor activities, camping, hiking, just getting outside. Make sure you get outside, enjoy nature. And the reason I'm making this one is because I had a little incident that pretty much slowed me down from doing any of the outdoor activities. It all started back in June and didn't do anything really on a Saturday, but I woke up Sunday morning and could not get out of bed because my lower back was hurting so bad. After I just happened to have some Tylenol sitting beside on the nightstand, and I took a couple of those after laying there for an hour or so. I was able to get up barely and kind of move around. Sunday wasn't that bad as far as extra pain, but it was very, very uncomfortable. Now Monday comes around and I try to get up, and I'm still kind of in the same situation. I had to take some Tylenol, lay there for an hour or so, get up. That's whenever the leg pain started. It had more or less moved out of my back and was more in my right buttocks area and down. It was almost like I've pulled a hamstring before. That's what it felt like. And I was like, okay, well, I did something Saturday that overused or did something. I didn't know what I did. So I figured, okay, I'll take some ibuprofen, get the swelling go down, and everything will be okay. Well, after about a week of this, I couldn't handle it anymore. So I went and saw my PCP, my doctor, and they were like, well, you have some inflammation in the back, and so what we'll do is give you a steroid shot in the buttocks. And I actually went through a little bit of this about a year ago. I think it was like April of 2022. And it was the same thing. My back hurt, but I didn't have really any leg pain. And they gave me the steroid shot in the buttocks, and then within 2 days I was back to normal activities. Well, this time, that was on Friday that I had the shot, and I was in more pain by Sunday to the point that I just couldn't stand it, and I went to the emergency room. The emergency room gave me some muscle relaxer. They gave me a couple of pain pills. Wasn't anything major or narcotic wise. And they put a lidocaine patch on my back in the area. And while I was there, I could barely walk into the ER. And while I'm there, I had to lay down on the bed, and I could barely raise my right leg. And the doctor said, it looks like you have a herniated disc and with sciatica. And so he set me up with a orthopedic orthopedic doctor, and it took a week to be able to get into her. So by a week went past, and then the Tuesday later I was able to get into her, and by that time it was lay flat on my back is the only way I could get relief. If I stood up for more than 5 minutes, I had so much pain that sometimes I was wondering if I could make it back to the bed. It was going down the back of my leg, through my hamstring, the back of my knee, circling around to the front of my shin and to the front of my foot. It was just pain. It's like, it's hard to explain to anyone. I have an aunt that went through this same situation, and she told me, she was like, unless somebody's ever been through this, they just don't realize what this pain is. I try to explain it of my leg felt like it was on fire. Felt like somebody was just taking an ice pick and stabbing down the back of my leg and on my shin and into the top of my foot. It was just, but as soon as I lay flat on my back, it released all the pressure and everything went away. So I didn't have any pain laying that way. Now I have one of the beds that you can adjust, and from what I read is that you could raise your legs or put a pillow under your legs and sleep at night. Well, I put a pillow under my legs and slept one night, and I couldn't move the next day. It was just too much pain. So I also tried to raise my bed up so I could sit up instead of laying flat. But I could only move about this far, and the pain just started going through me again. And so I had to go back to laying flat. So she said that I was already past the point of, my orthopedic doctor said that I was already past the point of a physical therapy. We did an MRI, and which was about a week later, and they were like, oh, you have a herniated disc and it's pressing on the spinal nerve root, and that's why you have the sciatica. As you can see in the photo from the MRI, that the disc is pressing into the spinal area. This is an L4, L5 disc herniation. If you look at the two discs above, that's what it should look like. The disc are the black areas, and then the white area is your spinal column, and the white part is the spinal fluid that surrounds the nerve root that runs down your back. If you look at the top, kind of coming down, there's black lines coming down. That's actually your spinal nerve root, and as you can tell in this, the disc is pressing out and smashing my spine, and that was what was causing all of the issue and causing the sciatica that just, depending on how I moved, made that disc either compress or release. And whenever it would compress from standing up, just the weight pushing down on it would push that area out and cause the pain to go down my leg. But as soon as I laid down, it released that pressure off of it and the pain went away. So I talked to the surgeon after the MRI. They decided that they wanted to do a epidural steroid injection. I went through that. It's a procedure that lasts maybe 5 minutes. They put a steroid right next to the herniated disc, and it didn't work for me. Again, all of this is the situation that I went through. So it may be good for you, may not. This is all what happened to me. So I waited 2 weeks. That didn't work. Went back, talked to the surgeon. The surgeon said, okay, well, then we need to do the surgery if you want to do that part of it. I was like, I have to have relief. We decided on September the 25th, which was kind of ironic because it was 3 months to the day that this all started. Go into surgery, or go into the surgery, have to be there at 5 a.m. and then the surgery wasn't until 7, but you go in and you get prepped. You have to strip down naked, put a gown on, then they come in and put your IVs in, put your heart monitor, your oxygen, everything about you. They check your vitals, make sure everything's going good. I couldn't have anything to eat or drink from midnight until actually after the deal. But so I go in and do that part. They give me all of the monitors and everything. They wheel me back to the operating room, and then as we go in, they were like, okay, well, you'll be asleep, then we're going to put you on the table and we'll get you prepped and ready for the surgery. I saw a guy put a mask up like this in front of me. That was the last I remember. I woke up in the recovery room, and then I don't know how long I was in there, but then I got dressed and they put me in a wheelchair and was wheeling me out to the car. And the first thing I noticed whenever I stood up out of the bed to get into the wheelchair, I had no pain whatsoever in my legs, which was a great feeling. So I come home, maybe should have just went straight to bed and slept off the anesthesia, whatever, that you're just in a fog and you're kind of dizzy wise and stuff. Well, they had given me a walker, and I wasn't walking around that much, but I wanted to stand up because I have not been able to stand up for 3 months with no pain, and I wasn't feeling any pain. Thought, well, maybe it's just because of the anesthesia. So finally, 8 or 9 o'clock that night, I go to bed. I wake up the next morning and get out of bed, no pain whatsoever. In my legs. The part of my back where they actually did the incision and stuff there was a little bit of pressure or something there, but it wasn't something that hurt. I told everybody that, hey, this is a bee sting on my back compared to what I've been through. So here's a photo of the next day after the surgery of my back. It's just a big patch that they put on you. 24, 48 hours later, you can take a shower. I was walking around fine. They had given me some drugs to take for the pain from the surgery. I didn't have any, so I wasn't worried about that part of it. And after 7 days, you can remove the dressing and you can take a shower then. Just don't let the water run specifically on the spot. You don't want to take a bath where you're soaking it. And so I took a shower, everything was fine. And here's another photo from the point of 11 days now. This was taken this morning and it's starting to heal up. It's just a little incision, already scabbed over and stuff. I can't show you the part that they took out of me, and I can't show you the first one just because YouTube will probably ban me or something. I don't know. But I'm walking around fine, feel great, and I'll keep you updated on what the progress is going on. Now, if you'll watch the next video that's coming out, whenever you have the sciatica and whenever you have the surgery, you can't bend over and you can't lift anything. I'm on a restriction for 6 weeks. So you don't realize, first off, you don't realize how much stuff you drop. And then you realize how much you do bend over to do certain things. And I'll show you the tools that I've learned. Basically, you learn to adapt. And that's what I've done. I'll show you the tools that I've figured out and what I've done for myself. Hopefully, if you're watching this, I know that you're in some serious pain. And for me, myself, the surgery part wasn't that bad. It was a micro discectomy that, I think that's how you say it, is, like I said, the surgery was at 7. By 11 o'clock, I was getting in the vehicle to come home. So it was an in and out process, and it wasn't really that bad. If this was helpful for you too, please hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, watch future stuff. If you like the outdoors, you like camping, just hiking, seeing, I live on an area where there's animals everywhere. I like showing videos of that. If you like that, hit the subscribe button. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything. It's not gonna be like spam coming at you or anything. It'll just show you that I have another video out. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope this was informative, and good luck on your recovery as well. Have a great day.